I'm Nate. This is Jen. She's my girlfriend, and that's our live. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Right. So to answer the first question, yes, there is an age discrepancy
There is. Nobody
right
can read
now.
the shirts though, because they're backwards. But yeah.
It says I'm with the cougar. Mine says I am the cougar.
Yep.
So
They put
there's
the
right now,
finger pointing the wrong way.
yeah, for the next 4.5 or so months, there's a 10-year difference.
Yep, that's right. Officially cougar territory.
Yep. Never know it hanging out
Um,
though.
nope, nope, definitely not. Yeah, that's totally one of the big questions. I'm 37. And she's, well, if you guys can do math, you can figure it out.
I'm not 49.
Uh, nope, nope, you're not 49.
Uh, too funny,
Inside joke.
right? Yep.
Yep,
So I guess the main question that we really get is how did we meet and kind of how our timeline meshes up with things from your past and whatever. So we can
right.
probably clear that up a little bit.
Totally, yeah. No, I can totally start. I mean, obviously I was married before. Most people are well aware of that. Um, but yeah, my ex left back in November and she went to take care of family during that
Of
time.
20 of
Yeah,
2021, right? November of 2021.
that's right. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, good to
Okay.
clarify that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be.
Makes a big
But yeah,
difference.
it makes a big difference. It totally makes a big difference. Yeah, she left of November 2021 when she was away taking care of family. It fell apart, didn't work out, whatever. Pretty much decided in March of last year, since it's now 2023, um, that it wasn't going to work anymore, and that's when I decided to go for a divorce and got all that stuff worked through into the spring and summer. Um, took care of all that, and yeah, then we were just and it kind of like that's where the timeline kind of switches over because she's been my mod for forever. Um,
So yes. So in March of 2021, I downloaded TikTok out of boredom, and one of the very first people stopped Charlo. One of the very first people to pop up on my FYP was Nate. And I'd never really seen anybody homesteading or completely off grid before. I've totally experienced country living and that kind of thing. But what he was doing was a whole another step. And just like you guys, I totally found interest and I followed him. He also had more followers than I had seen any other creator have, even though he was still not very big, but bigger than most that I had seen. So I followed him. Um, the next day or a couple days later, I was scrolling TikTok again and I ran across him live talking with a buddy of his about coffee. And I love coffee. Anybody who knows me from aside from Nate um, knows that my TikTok name then was Coffee Snob. Um, and I just, because the live was small, was able to chat with them and have a conversation. And they started talking about if their accounts like got big and their lives, they would need moderators. And I just offered to be a moderator, and he made me a moderator. Um, it was shortly after that that his account absolutely blew up. And Mama Wannabe, who you see in the chat down here, was on one live with me one night, and we needed more than one moderator, and he modded her. And she and I became very close through the app. Um, yeah, I just followed Nate like everybody else did. I was just in the lives. We didn't talk outside of TikTok at all. Like no messaging in the DMs or anything. Like I just followed him. And
yep.
in November last year, when things started to change for him, he reached out a little bit more to the mods. He was kind of hanging out in our lives a little bit more, um, and just kind of became. We all just became a big group of friends, and
Yeah,
it just
it
remained that
totally
way.
went from like random, went from just like random moderators to like people that like, yeah, were my friends, which was totally cool. Like, how awesome is it to be friends with your mods and not just like
When Nate would end his lives, I would do an
some to
after
join a
party, and all the
live,
mods. Yeah, all the mods would come in afterwards, and so
right?
we all just became friends. It was really cool.
Yep,
Um, yeah, things just, I mean, everything was just TikTok and following and whatever
it
until
was, yeah,
until
yeah.
well, Rich and
What?
Patty went out to the homestead to help you,
Yep,
and they were out there quite a
yep,
bit, and I was tight with Rich and Patty. They're the first ones I actually met off of TikTok. Um, and then Travis went out and visited you while they were out there.
right, yep. I don't
And then
think
I
he
think
came
that's
the
when
first time, but yeah,
that was no, not the first time. That was like in February. No, that was like in February or March. He was,
right.
yeah, it was in March because he was there with Rich and Patty when you took your little trip.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Yeah. That
Yeah.
was so yeah, I mean to back up just a little bit, I did in March when I decided to get divorced before I had met almost well, Rich and Patty came, we talked, we were like, you know, hey, you gotta salvage your marriage if it's salvageable or at least figure it out. So I actually took a trip up to where my ex was and basically got a hotel room, told her I'm you know, close to you. I've got like 2 nights or whatever, and if you want to come talk, that's cool. If not, you know, whatever. If you want to send your dad to come talk and relay a message, I don't, you know, our communication was terrible. And she just basically said, you know, she's not interested in communicating. She wanted a financial separation, but to keep the marriage, and she wanted to like stay physically apart for at least a year. And so then I turned around and came back, and somewhere on that trip back, I was just like, yeah, this ain't gonna work out for me. This isn't gonna work out anyway. So it's not. Why am I gonna hang on for like extra time? So in my mind, that solidified what I needed to do.
So sometime around after all of that happened and Rich and Patty and Travis were out visiting Nate, we all started talking about getting together as a group of mods and
Yep.
meeting Nate and everybody getting to see the homestead and hanging out. And so that's how I ended up out there at the beginning of May. And I was just out there as a mod with everybody else, meeting everybody else from TikTok and hanging out and having fun. And had a great trip. It was totally awesome. And
It's a good
then I
time.
came home and found out that another one of the mods who couldn't make it at that trip was coming out a couple weeks later, and I absolutely had to meet her. So I went back out and met her.
Yep.
And on that trip, Nate and I had a little more time to spend time together. Um, we would go out like on the four wheelers or the side by sides or whatever, and only, two people on a four wheeler, two people on a side by side. So we would take one and it would be the two of us behind them. And we just talked a lot and got to know each other. And I really liked him. I was like, this guy's really cool, like really cool. Then we just kept texting and talking in between, and he decided to do the meet and greet in June. And so I went out for the meet and greet in June.
Yep.
And that's
Yep.
when
It was
I,
at Paddler's Bar.
hmm and that's when I really started to look at him different and was like, I like really dig this guy. Like, really want to get to know him more. And I'm thinking about the distance and I'm thinking about the age difference. And so I just started talking to him about it and I was just open and then he was
Yep.
open and we just, yeah.
I was, although I was like totally taken off guard, like that you were like interested in me basically whenever you hinted and was like, hey, I kind of like you or whatever you said. I was, yeah, I mean, I was not looking for a relationship, not thinking about relationships. In my mind, relationships just didn't exist. I had just kind of pledged, I'm just going to be single and whatever, and never even, and then like, so she like basically mentions that like, hey, I'm interested in you. I like you. And I'm like, I wasn't really sure what to think. I was like, oh, that's cool or whatever. But the moment she said that, it just opened my mind, and I'm just like, yeah, I mean, I don't have to like commit to be single for the rest of my life. That's not necessary. So like, I just started, I was just like, oh, that's cool, whatever. Like it was just whatever. And then like, as I just got to know her just a little more, little by little, all of a sudden I was just like thinking about her a lot and all kinds of stuff. And I'm just like, this is different, weird. I was not expecting me to like at all feel the same way back towards her, but I hadn't even given myself a chance. Yes, it does help a lot that she's cute, totally. And I had never thought about yeah, I mean like the age difference thing. I just hadn't thought about any of that stuff. I wasn't looking for a relationship. I just found one like almost just sort of appearing, and I'm just like, well, I'm surprised I'm interested, but I am interested. And yeah, and so yeah, we just talked, got to know each other. We're just like, let's just start this off. We both basically friend zoned each other. We're just like, we're just gonna straight up just be friends. Like, can
Right.
we even get along and be friends?
Well, and I knew, so like you were like super open about the fact that you were going to be single for a couple years, or that you like
I
weren't
was.
going to be looking for a relationship. Like it wasn't something you were interested in. And so, of course, I had that in the back of my head.
Right.
But you know me, I'm open, forward, honest. Like I had things going through my mind. So I I don't know if I would say had to shoot my shot, but like I definitely felt like I needed to be open with you, about what I was
Yeah.
thinking and how I was feeling and whatever. Um,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure. No, I'm kind of glad you decided to do that. I mean,
Well,
I think it
and
would have all
that's why I
sorted out
told you too,
eventually, but
like,
yeah.
yeah, and you were the one that was going through the whole divorce and everything. So I mean, that's why I told you, like, I'm totally willing to take things 100% at your pace. Like, we'll do this exactly how you need to. And I
Right.
wouldn't change a thing. I would not change a thing. We were able to build a friendship like no other. You're absolutely my best friend.
And you're mine for sure.
Yeah. Yep,
Yep.
I would not change a thing.
Yeah, no, me either. And it just yeah, it's just pretty cool the way it all worked out, I think.
Yeah, totally. Yep.
But yeah, I mean, I
Then,
had all kinds of stuff to like think through. I'd never thought of dating anybody older than me, and 10 years is kind of a big number. I mean, you know,
yeah.
the older you get, the smaller the number is. But yeah, it was just one of those things. I'm like, well, I don't really care. I mean, I definitely was. If I was going to be with somebody, I needed some kind of maturity level, and usually with age comes maturity, so that's super helpful.
I do my
Um,
best. I'll remember. I'll try to remember that.
right, right. Well, see, you've got to be like fun too, and you've got like this super fun side, and you've got like this like mature side. Like it's not always time to, whatever, be a kid, but sometimes it's time to act like a kid. Sometimes it's totally
Right.
time to act like a kid. But yeah, so like during that whole friendship thing, like at least for me anyway, I was just constantly looking like I liked you, and like before I like completely fall head over heels for you. Like I want to see anything like is there anything that like you do that you yeah, believe whatever that's just going to be like a red flag that's just going to be like, yeah, no, this is going to like be problems in the future. I mean, I was pretty much like yeah, I don't know. Just totally analyzing you, what you were about, what your behavior was, and like I figured I'd already been thinking about okay, so if certain things come up, how am I going to handle them? How am I going to deal with them? And I couldn't and still haven't found a single thing that I'm just like, yeah, I don't really like that about her. And I'm kind of surprised that I haven't at least found some little thing. Like now we don't live
We've
together
had
yet, but like
we've had so many conversations about so many things. Some like way
yep,
in depth. Like we've gotten pretty deep into stuff just getting to know each other.
yeah, yep, totally. And I feel like most people do it the other way. They get to know each other in the most shallow way possible first, and then they, find out what they're about, or find out, the stuff that actually matters, that actually holds relationships together. And we did it the other way, and that's super
Yep.
cool. Totally the way
Yep.
to do it. I didn't know that that was like the way to do that, but having done it that way, I'm like, yeah, why doesn't everybody do it this way? Like any other way
Oh my
seems silly.
gosh. If somebody would have told me, hold on, be patient, like the one will be here when you're 47, I would have laughed in their face. But yeah,
Mm.
unlike anything I've ever experienced in my life. And yeah, so glad you're here.
Yeah, yeah, I'm glad I'm here too. Yep, I'm glad all
So,
the things worked out.
yep. So anyway, throughout the summer we just continued to be really good friends and um we spent some time together. I went out every 2 or 3 weeks. Rich and Patty were out there and I'd go out and stay there um for a couple days or whatever and just got to know each other. And then yeah, as the summer came to an end and fall started to come, we just, I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't even know how we decided, like, I don't even know how we just decided that we were like totally just going to be a couple. Like, I don't know.
yeah, like, a lot of people have, questions like, oh, first date and all kinds of stuff. And like, since we were friends, like we made an effort to make sure we were good friends first. Exactly like how that all like shifted. I'm not exactly sure. Like, it's kind of, what's the date you went from being, good friends to a couple? I have no idea.
Yeah, no, we just
Yeah.
kept talking about, things we liked about each other. And the more we got to know each other, just letting each other know how we felt about certain things. And it just got to the point
Yeah.
where I was like, I love you. Like, you're just amazing,
Right,
you know?
right. Yeah, for sure. Yep. Yeah, no, we just kind of, yeah, just kept quizzing each other and whatever. Just, not so much quizzing, but just making sure, like, at least on my end, I was just like, right at the beginning, like, these are things I don't put up with, don't tolerate, can't stand in people. And ironically, pretty much everything I would say, like, she said it first. And I was like, well, yeah, I was feeling the same way. Um,
Yep.
kind of important things. Um, 'cause there's certain things that if you totally disagree on in a relationship, like, you probably could still make it work, but it's always going to be something that's there that you'd have to deal with. And yeah,
Yeah, if it's something
I,
that's in your face all the time, it'll never.
yeah, yep, for sure. I mean, we even like the toilet paper hung properly, the
Right?
toilet roll. Of course, I don't even have a conventional bathroom, so some of that's not even relevant,
And
but
I don't want the
whatever.
outhouse to be pink.
Well, that's good because I don't want it to be pink either.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, too funny. Cool. Oh,
So that's yeah,
what's
that's pretty
next?
much us. Um Questions. Some questions that have been popping up regularly.
Right,
Um one being when am I going to move in?
right. Yep. That's a
So
big one. But
see
first,
this
before you say that, I totally got a text from Rich saying he's taking credit for getting us together. So,
we'll give Rich the
Rich,
credit. We'll
obviously
give
you're
Rich the
watching.
credit.
We'll give you the credit. You can have the credit
Yep.
for it. You can have the
Yep.
credit for hooking us up.
Rich RPP. Yep.
Yep,
He's Cupid in this story.
that's right.
That's
Uh,
funny. That's funny. Love you, Rich.
yeah. Yep.
All right. So when am I moving in? Um, at the end of the year is the plan.
Yep.
Um, I have got a 17-year-old who needs his mom still. He is not interested in off-grid life. His dad lives here, and so I need to be here until he is at least 18 years old, an adult, and ready to be on his own, which is at the end of the year. So right now, that's what we have planned. Um, and thank God Nate is willing to wait.
Yep. Yep. You're worth waiting for. I'll wait.
I won't make him wait forever, but unfortunately, I have a responsibility here that I need to
Yeah. I mean,
be here
like
for.
at the beginning of this, like I totally said, I love that you've got like a whole responsible side and stuff, and you being responsible is just part of like the responsible side that I like. So I'm totally cool with that.
Yeah. It hasn't been the easiest thing. We miss the hell out of each other. Um,
Yep.
but I think as far as long distance relationships go, I think we've got this pretty figured out.
Yeah, I think
I
so.
think I think we got it kicked. Um, anyway, he my son is a very private person and he doesn't want to be talked about on social media, so I'm not going to discuss him, but that is where we're at and why I'm not there yet. And I will continue to travel back and forth. Nate will continue to visit me when he can, and until then, that's what we have to do.
Yep, that's right. Yeah. Um, Now, you've totally got a slight career change going on.
I do.
Everybody knows that Minion runs the homestead here. I mean that secret's been out for at least a week or something. Minion obviously owns the homestead. I work for Minion and do his bidding and go collect him gold and feed him steak and whatever. I mean,
Yep.
um,
It's true.
but
I've seen it in person.
yes, yes. So like I've got this beard oil coffee roasting business thing going, and being a homesteader, taking care of animals and running a business, coordinating with manufacturers, obviously the sales is like kind of my area. All I have to do is just make videos and say, "Hey people, I make these products and I think they're awesome and you should check them out." And but it's got me just totally swamped. Like my projects have been like really slow getting done and everything, and so I needed to, well, not me, but Minion needed to hire somebody who was an administrative assistant to help me out. Um, so for part time, Jen is an administrative assistant, which she can do from Wisconsin or
Or West Virginia.
or West Virginia, wherever she's at. It's a fully remote job.
So I've cut my hours back at my regular job to 2 days a week. Um, and the other 3 days I will be helping Nate and Minion.
Yep.
It's going to allow me to have more time getting my son ready to be on his own, more time for me to travel back and forth to see Nate, more time for me to have with Nate. We usually only have like 2 or 3 days max together at a time. Um, so yeah, we're like
Yep.
both super excited to free up some
Totally.
time.
I'm totally excited to getting back to doing more building stuff and things that I've just been slacking on really badly, and it's just a win all the way around.
I think JJ's onto something. I think we're gonna have to make Minions t-shirts.
Right, right, totally. Oh, that would be funny. That would be awesome. I think
It
we have
is
a
funny.
couple questions. I don't want to totally ignore the subscribers. You guys like subscribed. We wanted to get that
Yeah,
out there, but
I'm having a hard
the
time even
former
following.
the former single dad, I respect you for staying for your son.
Thank
Awesome.
you.
Exactly
I
how
do not
far
know
is it?
that.
It's somewhere around 600 miles.
Yeah, it takes me just over 9 hours.
Nope. And someone else asked if your kiddo would go in the military. Well, he is a private, pretty private individual, but no, I don't believe he has any plans to go into the military. Does Jen have a hat to match Nate and Minions? I don't know. Does Jen want a hat that matches Nate and Minions?
Sure. Why would I not?
I don't know why you would not.
I usually just wear Nate's. Ah, look at that.
There it is.
Look at that.
I just got to give it to you. And I didn't put the three rings in it. I don't know if you want to do three rings or you want to do your own thing and make it your own hat, but
All right. Well, I'll
whatever you want
I'll
to do.
decide. Very cool.
Yep.
Thank you.
You are welcome.
I absolutely love his coffee. Love it, love it, love it.
Yep.
Before I started working full time and I had more like TikTok time and whatever, I used to do a lot of I've got a few videos out there with Nate's coffee. I actually duetted Mad Scientist Nate when that blend came out, and that one was fun.
Mm-hmm.
There's my country loving
That
girl.
was that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. What's up?
So another question we keep getting is are there going to be little Juniors running around the homestead?
Right? That's totally a popular question.
Very popular question, has been from day one.
It
Um,
has.
and going back to how we started this live with there being a 10-year difference, and I'm 47, that's not likely.
Right? But we both kind of have, the opinion that, if it happens to happen, it happens, and if it doesn't, well, I mean, we're both good with that. Yeah, I'm good either way.
I mean, and yeah, I made sure to bring that topic up like right away when we first started talking about whether or not we were like interested in each other like that, because if he wants children, that obviously is something that would be of like concern. And
Yeah.
yeah, you
Yeah, I
totally
mean,
told me that you were okay either way. And
yep. Yep, totally. I'm sure like if I had kids, I'd be one of those people to be like, "Oh, I can't imagine myself without my kid, but I don't have kids. I don't know what I'm missing, and I'm totally cool not knowing what I'm missing. I'm fine with that. There's gazillions of things in life I'm gonna miss out on. You just kind of pick and choose because you only live for so long.
right. And we both, yeah, we both completely have the same mindset on that as, what God chooses, God chooses.
Yep.
So, yep, if that's what you're sticking around for, don't stick around for that because it's probably not going to happen.
Right.
Uh,
Yeah.
adoption is always an option if you two truly want to raise kids.
That's true. That is true.
That is true. I don't know how
I
good,
mean,
I don't know how much the state really likes sending kids to live like off grid. Can we
right. I mean,
can we adopt this
they
kid and take him out to live in the wilderness with no electricity or city water or
right.
who
Yeah, they'd
knows?
pro they'd probably look at my application and laugh and be like, "Yeah, we'll get back to you," and then they'll file it in the paper shredder file over on the left.
Right? That's right.
Uh,
Yeah, too funny.
yep. Yeah, I do think a homestead would be a great place for kids. There's lots of homesteaders that have kids, and I'm super excited
Oh,
for
for
their kids
sure.
and the way they get to grow up. That's pretty
Thanks for the
cool.
hand heart, right?
Uh, adopt you.
We don't want to adopt adults that act like children.
Right.
That's funny.
Uh,
The next most popular question is are we going to get married?
right.
And
That is
what
that's
do we
that's a
think
big
about
one.
that?
Right. Yeah. And that was something I think we probably talked about it pretty early on too, right?
Yep.
At least casually. Um,
Well, yep.
yeah. Yep. I
We were
mean,
taught, it came up when Creek was talking about his wedding. And I was like, oh no, I would never go through all that.
right, right. Yeah, she was all about, not having a big wedding or anything, and I pretty much like I've got certain religious beliefs, and government marriage, a piece of paper given to you by the state, has no, in my mind, no bearing on anything whatsoever, unless you want to, like, yeah, and maybe I'm just a little bit salty from being divorced, but the way I see government marriage is if you get with somebody, you're basically saying, hey, if we ever split up in the future, I'm going to give you half of everything I own on top of like all the split up issues. Um, it's
Well, I think the
goofy.
idea of it is that anything you've built together, you build a life together, and then if you split, you're gonna split it.
Yep.
But people are so ruthless and nasty and mean to each other that that's not at all what it is anymore. And yeah, it's so stupid. I have um I have no need for to own part of or have any of what Nate has. I just want Nate.
And with me comes whatever I have, because that's just how I am. If you need something and I have it, you can have it. So, yeah, it seems. But we wouldn't be opposed to some kind of like cool celebration or something down the road. Just, yeah, I mean,
We're not going to walk into a government building and apply for a marriage license. We're not
yeah,
going to do that to ourselves or to each other. Um, at this point, it's about us. And if we choose to stand before each other and share something and then celebrate, then that's probably what would happen.
yeah, yeah.
And it,
Basically, if we did something, it would just be a party, and we'd both be like, "Do you want the party this way or that way?" And probably no wedding dress, probably no fancy aisle, none of that stuff. I don't think she's interested in any of that. I couldn't. Yeah, I couldn't
not.
care less.
I'm not.
uh, yeah, yeah.
I
No,
mean,
I
we
know
could
you're not.
totally do something fun to make it like special, but yeah, I'm not into the wedding dress and the big to do at all.
Yeah, yep. And I don't
Like
care
I
about
say,
any of
bring
the
your own beer, bring
formalities.
your own meat, light up the barbecues, everybody have a good time. Um,
Right?
and I guess as much as we have discussed it, not that it's been a lot, but we totally would include TikTok and make it a big meet and greet, come celebrate with
Yeah.
us type thing.
Yep. We'd totally let you guys celebrate with us, of course. But yeah, I mean, my religious beliefs about marriage, because I totally believe that like you should be quote married, but the English word for marriage means a government certificate, and from what's in my religion, it really just means you leave your father and mother's house, you come together, and you basically, and you commit to
Share our life.
being the other person's person. And so like we've essentially done that, just not in a big ceremony way with official seals from elected people to say we approve of your relationship and put a stamp on it. We don't need approval from high level ranking officials on our relationship. We're good with just us approving of our relationship.
Yeah. Do you have a guest request from the pet shop in there?
I don't know. I don't see one.
Okay. I just see where it says I want in people, and I didn't know if he was trying to send a guest request. I was gonna say it's someone that is like a true follower that would be okay to bring up.
Right, right, yeah. Yeah, we'll
Oh, Michelle just started a poll.
she did.
Yeah, that says will they get married?
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Oh, he wants in on the party. Oh yes, most
Oh,
definitely.
the
Like
party.
it'll be an announcement. We would give everybody notice and whatever. But
Yeah, we'd make it a
anyway,
big party deal. It just, don't look for suit and ties and white dresses. That's all.
yeah.
Unless you're coming and wearing one of those, in which case, whatever.
Yeah, if that's what you choose to come in, but
Right? We could
yeah.
totally do that, though. We could just like dress ourselves as our normal selves, and anybody that wants to attend has to wear a wedding dress or a suit. That'd be hilarious.
Introduce it as a formal event and then us showing up in our jeans and cowboy hats.
Yeah, yeah. That would
I'm
be
all for it.
comical. That would be comical. Yeah, we
Yeah.
both have a similar sense of humor, so you never know what might transpire exactly.
We have so much in common. Um, Probably more in common than I've had with anybody I've ever met in my life.
Yeah,
It's
I would say.
it's pretty crazy. Sometimes we say things like the same thing at the same time, totally unexpectedly.
Right, right, definitely.
And we constantly go to talk at the same time.
We do that too. And then we're also silent at the same time because we're both not like total chatterboxes typically. So like we'll just be on the
But
phone and nobody will be talking.
it's a comfortable silence.
Totally a comfortable silence.
That's one of the other things is how do you guys do long distance? And she's got a husband and a whole family in Wisconsin, and Nate's got another
Right, right.
girlfriend visiting the homestead, and um
Yeah.
so we know 100% that we can trust each other. We also know always what the other one is doing because if I'm not working or Nate's not out of Wi-Fi reach, we're on the
Right.
phone.
Yep. Pretty much. Yep. We always.
I say goodnight to him on the phone. He says goodnight, and we don't hang up. We just go to
Nope.
sleep.
Yep.
If the phone disconnects, it disconnects. And if it doesn't, then one of us is saying good morning in the morning.
Yep.
We just, we're always chatting. And if we're not, and we don't even have to be
Yeah.
talking the whole time. Like, I totally cleaned my house today, and he worked with on the outhouse and stuff with his neighbor, and we were just on the
Yep.
phone.
We were. Yep. And we
And
just
yes, it's a good thing they're
did
not
our
billed by the
thing and
minute anymore. You're right, for sure. And thanks for the
oh my
sub.
gosh. Yeah, that would be a disaster. Yes, thank you. Oh, cool. Well, yeah, do you have any more questions and we'll see if our subs have any
Um,
questions.
oh, yes, one of the other questions in there was, Nate, what made you fall for Jen?
Mm, I think it was like a abnormally shaped rock that was sticking out of the ground that one time.
Did I fall over it?
No, I fell. That you said it. What made me fall for you? And I remember
Or what
tripping on
made
a
you
rock
fall?
one
You
time. Maybe
tripped
that's.
over it. Okay, I see. Well,
No,
I'm
no,
glad I
I'm
was
just
able to catch
cracking
you.
a bad joke. Right, right,
Sure.
right. Yeah, no, I mean, what made me fall for her was like, I mean, well, I mean, obviously she's gorgeous and stuff, but it takes more than that. But like her personality, like totally fits and complements mine. And the more, it was just more getting to know her on like a personal level, just to be like, what's this person like? What's she about? What's she care about? What does she greatly dislike? And all that stuff. And it just all came together. There was like no one certain thing. Like it was just you just being who you are and like I cannot no matter I get that question multiple times or a similar form of it and no matter how hard I think about it I cannot figure out one or two aspects of you that's just like this is why like it just takes it all.
Yep, I feel the same way. And the other thing we get is what's your favorite thing about the other person? And I can't pick a favorite thing because it's the whole package. Like personality wise, your humor, your caring, your goofiness, like just all of it is just one great big package that I absolutely love, and I can't pick a favorite.
That's pretty awesome. It's awesome that
So
we
there's
feel the same way, like about each other, like about all these things.
yeah, it is. That's yeah. This whole
Okay,
experience has just been absolutely amazing. Um,
definitely.
who cooks the best, and what is the other person's favorite food that the other makes? So I'm going to start this, and I'm going to say I don't know that either one of us cooks the best. I probably have more experience and more knowledge when it comes to cooking, but I don't know that I necessarily cook the best. And then I'm totally going to go with Nate's Burgers for sure. Like every time, it doesn't matter what he puts on them, how he like they're always different, and everyone has been absolutely amazing for sure. And I haven't cooked a lot for him, so I don't know if he can really tell you what his favorite is, but
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you made a couple different things. They were always good. You like seasoning. You like spicy seasoning. Like even all these little things just like totally work out because I like spicy food and she's also likes spicy food and but yeah, I'm sure sure the next time I get out your way, I'll probably get to experience a little more of your cooking.
yeah, I'm totally going to make you bourbon chicken and real authentic fried rice
That'd be awesome.
for sure. I even
Yep.
bought the stuff for fried rice today when I was at the store.
Awesome.
Thank you, Liv, for the comment on my hair. I appreciate that. Jen, were you a fan of ZZ Top before ever knowing Nate? No, I was never really a ZZ Top fan. That's funny.
That's hilarious. Oh my gosh. Do you like chicken of the woods, Jen? I believe she does.
I did like it. Yeah, I did like it. It doesn't taste like
I could never.
what you think of when you think of a mushroom at
Yeah.
all, and it's
Hey.
very similar to chicken.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for the questions. Thanks for being here.
I gotta go call my boyfriend. I'll talk to you guys later.
Right, yeah. Yeah, you call your boyfriend. That sounds important.
I
I
will.
bet
I
he'd
miss him.
appreciate that. All
All
right.
right. Bye, guys. Thanks for joining.
See you guys.